I'm kind of like in the middle of 9 and 10 o'clock. I set the clock to 10 because I didn't think I would be ready by 9, which I wasn't. And so I thought that I would give people a few extra minutes to kind of get in, say hi, and everything while I finished up this project. So today we're going to be making this really large, and actually it was larger when I designed it, was larger. This really large Happy 4th of July banner, and it's suitable for outdoors as long as it doesn't rain too much, I guess. But I've done it on glitter paper, and I want to show you where I got it and how I changed it, because that is kind of an important part of this project. Now, if you know me, I like banners. I love banners. I can think of a dozen reasons why you need a banner in your life. And this one's no exception. We haven't had a 4th of July celebration in a very long time, but I just love this. I'm going to put this actually on my door. If you've been following me for a while, you know this isn't the first 4th of July banner that I've ever done. There was one that I did with rhinestones, I think it was last year, that was really a lot of fun. And so if you don't like this style, which is kind of like a vintagey style, like what you would find at the, the Hallmark store or something like that. So I kind of like it, and I wanted to show you how to do that. So, good morning. Thank you, Gail, for being so astute about the time. And welcome. Hi, Loretta. And let's see who else we have on. I know we have Leslie, and there's Laura and Jamie. Lori Joe, how are you? And who else? Sherry, Barbara, Ardeen. And I think I got most everybody, and of course Loretta, of course. And we are going to be making this banner, but I want to show you because this is an old design. Now, a lot of people who are sort of new to cricketing don't realize there's a history with the cricket machines. Before they got all online, everything, we used to make things out of paper or whatever, using cartridges. So if you have an older machine or an Explorer Air 2 even, you'll notice that there's a slot for cartridges. So this banner came from a cartridge that I owned, and that I purchased many years ago. And I really like it. So I want to show you how I came about doing it. So let me just hide this so you can see where I'm going to go. So I'm going to go to images, and I'm going to go to image sets again, because I find it's easier for me to search that way. So I'm going to hit image sets, and the name of this set is called Home for the Holidays. So I'm putting in the word home, and I'm going to scroll until I see Home for the Holidays. Now, there are two versions of this. There's this one, fall and winter, and we've done several things from there, including this 3D pumpkin. There's a lot of really great stuff there. And then there's the spring and summer, which is where I'm getting this one from. And so I'm going to click on that. And you see it has all kinds of spring things. So it has things for Easter. It has things for even, I think, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, and also all the way up to July, 4th of July. And where is here it is, Happy 4th of July. So click on that and add it to your canvas. Now you'll see it comes in, first of all, it doesn't come in 3 colors, and it all comes in, and I don't know the exact size, what this is going to turn out to be. So what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and group this. Okay, so I'm going to ungroup it up here, up here. There is like these two little squares and you hit on it, ungroup. Now each, not quite each of the letters are sort of free, but you see how these are three in here? So we need to go ahead and make some changes here because I want it to be 3-color design. Of course, I have to make it difficult, but what I need to do here is I'm going to have to separate these pieces so that they're the right color, you see? So how do I do that? Well, this is not a grouped set. It is actually a it's an attached set. It's part and parcel of the same thing. So what we're going to do is take each of these designs and I'm going to make 2 extras of them. And then I'm going to go down here to contour, okay? And in contour, I'm going to do hide all, but I am going to come back and make sure that I have the, oops, what did I do? I did it wrong. Here we go. All right, so we're going to do contour, and I think what we'll do is we will hide them all. I'm just having a hard time getting over to that H for some reason. It's not wanting to do that for me. So, I wonder what I should do. It's already on 25%. So I think what I'll do is go over here and try to figure out which one of the circles. Nope, it's not that one. Yep, it's that one. So you can see here I have just an H. And I know this is a little tedious. So if you don't want to go through it, you can come and pick up my file in Design Space. It's under my profile, which is listed as Miss Rita to the Rescue. So if you don't want to go through all this, but I want to show you so that you have the tools necessary to do this or something else. So that's why we're going through all of these details. So we're going to continue to do this on the contour. With this one, we can do hide all contours again, and then just make sure that the A is showing and not the H. So there's HA, and now we're going to do the same thing for the P. We can do hide all, and then just make sure that this one is, so the P, and I just want to make sure that the little dot from the P is showing. Nope, yes, no. What's the other one? There it is. Okay. So I have 3 letters so far. Let's go to the next one. I'm going to duplicate it again. And I'm going to go to contour. And then we will hide the next P. And we'll do the same thing here, but we'll hide the Y. Now, contour can be a little bit tricky because it does kind of jump all over the place. Oh, I actually have 2 Y's. So let me go back and do contour. And I'm going to contour this instead of that. So it takes a little bit of work to get all of these to work properly with contour. So be patient with yourself and the process, okay? So again, here, these are grouped in letters of 3. So I'm going to unlock them, see if that helps. Nope, it doesn't. So I'm going to duplicate. So there I am duplicating. All right, and then I'm going to do contour again. And let's do hide all, and then we'll just make sure that that 4th of July is showing. Where's my 4th? 4, where's the 4? There it is. Okay, so there's the 4, and let's do the next one, TH. Yep, and this one, and then go down here and find the proper, not that one. All right, not that one. Let's try that. Yep. So again, if you find this tedious, and you just want like the completed file, then just go to the Cricut Design Space community, which is, I can show you how to get there. Okay, happy 4th. You see that? I have all my letters. And you would continue to do this, okay? So I'm going to just move this over so you can see the end result. So this is the end result. So now what I did was I decided that I wanted the colors to be, you know, like red, white, blue, red, white, and blue. So what I did was I did go ahead and change these colors. So I started with the red, and then I put the A as white, blue. You know, you see what I did, right? So once you have it, and if it's too confusing to do this, I'm just going to get rid of this. You could also do color sync if you feel more comfortable with it. Personally, I would rather just do the change in the colors each time. So so when you click on this, you're going to come up here to where it says Operation Basic Cut. And you see that there's a red square next to it. So you're going to click on the red square, and you can see these are the material colors that I'm using. There's the red, there's the white, even though it's kind of gray, and there's the blue. So if I wanted to change it, I could choose that or choose one of the advanced ones, you see? So I could change this to the white, but I really like it red, white, and blue. All right. Now, how did I get the letters the size that I wanted them? So this is showing at 75%. And let's go over here so you can see. So that was an easy trick. All you need to do is select all of your letters, which are now separate, remember, because you contoured them all out, right? So what you want to do is you want to grab them all, and then you're going to go to Align Center. Now you'll see all of your letters are all in one little neat package. So if you want to change the width or the height, I did it by height of 5. So I changed it to 5, but you could do bigger or even smaller. Okay, so this is how you would do it. Come up right up here and change it. This is actually, it's listed as like squared off. So I think 5 works out well. Let's just go to 5. And let me show you how this cuts out. So I don't have to necessarily do this like this, but I'm just like, I don't know, a little OCD about it. Anyway, so then when we hit Make It, you'll see that it sorts onto different mats depending on the color. And again, this gray signifies white. So so here we go. And we have actually 5 mats, but I know for a fact that I can smush letters onto this because look at all this extra space I have here. So I'm going to go actually to the second mat where this lone J is sitting, and this lone J might be sitting there because it might be the wrong shade of gray, but I don't know. But I'm going to actually click on this triple dot, and I'm going to choose Move Object, and then I'm going to choose that gray, which signifies white, thing there. Now I will have to move around my letters a little bit so to make sure everything fits. We do not want them sort of crisscrossing over each other, or else you will end up with a miscut, and you don't want to do this. Now for this mat that is empty, don't worry about it. It will disappear when we get to the cut phase. I'm going to do the same thing over here with my red, and I'm going to just choose Move Object, and I'm going to move it to the other red mat, and I will just move around to make sure everything is going to be cut out separately and not attached to each other. Now watch this. So we have 5 different so to cut this on the joy, Loretta is asking about joy. So to cut this on the joy, you can probably go a maximum of 4 1/4. And this would actually cut out really nicely on the joy. Thanks for bringing that up. So 4 1/4, which the joy does cut out glitter cardstock just fine. So there you go. So when we go to continue, you'll see that I'm now down to just the 3 mats, okay? And I'm going to choose glitter cardstock. So I'm going to go to browse all material, and then I'm going to cardstock. Now, I have like every color imaginable in glitter cardstock, but sometimes people don't, and they might want to know where to get it. And there was a time that on Cricut you could get glitter cardstock in a lot of different colors, including white, red, blue, black, gold, silver, and a few other colors, and then some samplers. But I'm not so sure that those are available anymore. We can go over there. Yes, I agree. I agree, Loretta. 4 1/4, maybe 5 1/2 maximum. Yeah, and this is gonna look really cute in the sunshine because you'll see all that glitter, you know? So it's really cool. So I just want to pop on over to Cricut because I don't know that they still have this glitter cardstock. So I'm just gonna look for it. I'm gonna shop. I haven't actually been here in a while. So glitter cardstock, we'll type in and see what they've got. Okay, so as I mentioned, there are a couple of samplers. So this is the bright sampler. That's where I probably got that blue. And then this one here is, they call it classic, but I think it's like more Halloween. And then if you click on this one, you'll see that it is available. It shows it's available in blue, but it's not. And it's only available in black, gold, or silver. So if you are looking for glitter cardstock and you can't find it anywhere, sadly you won't be able to get it at Cricut. But if you move to, let's go over to Michael's. I think Michael's has it, and I'm sure Hobby Lobby and other places must have it. So under Michael's, you can just type in glitter cardstock. And I believe it comes in several sizes. I like the 12 by 12 size, but you might be able to get it in like a 12 by 24 and or smaller. So there's 4 1/2 by 7. So if you're working with the Joy, you might want to buy one of these paper pads. But it also comes in 8 1/2 by 11. Now, I personally think the glitter cardstock at Michael's is overpriced. So I always wait until it goes on sale. And in this case, I could get 30% off if I needed it. And you will see it is available in 26 colors. You see here. So they have, let's see, all the colors are right here. And they've got everything from neon pink and sugar plum all the way to grape, copper, ebony. So it sort of depends on how much you're willing to pay for it. You can buy it by the sheet, you can buy it in packs, but just be aware that you can do that. But I like to buy it on sale at Michael's because I think it's a little overpriced. I think a lot of Michael's products are a little overpriced. Anyway, so we hit that glitter cardstock right here, and we hit done. Now I do have glitter cardstock in my bookmarked, and if you ever want to bookmark something, you would do that here under browse all materials. And you see here I have these little bookmarks here. So I'm going to undo one because I think you're only allowed like 10. So if I wanted to say maybe use a craft board or something, which I just did. So here's craft board. Then I can just choose this little bookmark thing and then choose that to cut that way. Okay. So it's a very simple procedure. It's just about, I think, finding your materials, finding the right materials. So summer's at 50% off. Oh, okay. Babs just came back from Michael's. She calls it Michelle's. Noting nothing was for sale today but summer at 50% off. Yeah, Michael's has really raised their prices. But oftentimes I've noticed what they've done is that they offer this like 20% off if you buy in the store, or if you buy it online, you can get it using this code, whatever the code may be. So this is 30% off. So you got to kind of watch it so you don't overspend. And these are really nice, thick pieces of glitter cardstock. So you don't have to worry about putting a backing on it. I mean, if you're going to be out and it's really super windy, you could cut this also out of craft and use the craft board to thicken it up. But glitter cardstock is pretty thick in and of itself. So let's bring you down here. I maybe messed some people up because I changed the time to 10 o'clock thinking, oh, I don't want people to think I'm not coming on today. But I was, I got to move this. So, but I was kind of dragging. Yesterday was a busy day. I'm noticing there are a lot of very busy days in my summer, at least until Owen goes. So Owen and Santo took Owen to the store and he bought him all brand new clothes and shoes and everything. And they did that last night. And Owen came back with his bags full of clothing and he's just grinning from ear to ear. So I know how to get him to laugh and be happy. It's either feed him. It used to be just feed him all everything. But now I'm finding out that it's more about buying him things, which I've always bought him things, but like it's an occasion. I don't know. It just seems like I'm treating it as if he's going away to college. And he's just going to my sister's for the summer, but I'm gonna miss him. So here's what I do. Once I get these all cut out, I usually just sort of lay them out how they're gonna go, and then I start with thinking, am I gonna hang this up as one piece or am I going to do two pieces? Now, because I'm going to do this on my front door, I think what I'll do is I'll make happy one piece across, and then I'll have the 4th of July sort of like around there. Halloween. Who's talking about? Oh, they had Halloween out. Joanne's. Oh. Uh-oh, Cheryl, what's going on? So anyway, so what I'm going to do is use this. This is twine. I got it from Michael's. You can buy it just about anywhere. Whenever I see it, this was, I think, Hanukkah twine. And I just picked it up because I like the blue and the gold. And it would look good with this, okay? So I usually just take a nice big long strip of this twine. And by the way, this is a thick twine. Oftentimes when you buy twine at the craft store, it's pretty thin and it's not that nice, great big thick stuff. I believe, I'm trying to remember where I bought my twine from. I think it's the Artifacts store. I can maybe show you that in a second. So you've noticed that I work from the back to the front. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't know why I do that. It's sort of, I want to make sure that everything is spaced appropriately. It's just a weird thing, I think. So, that I do. Now, if you want to avoid your letters sort of cramming into them when they're up on your gazebo or your wherever outdoor patio, whatever, you can do this little trick that I do. And by the way, when you want the string to go behind the letters, you don't want to be able to see that string. So I put it behind the letters, which is going to make it easy for us to do my little trick. So once you have your word or your banner all done, let me just quickly do this A and the H. And you think, okay, I think about a 1/2 inch between the two might be good, or I don't want them to touch, that sort of thing, like this. Okay. Then we get our trusty old masking tape out, and I will show you what the pros use. This is how the pros make theirs not get all bunched up, because you don't want that to be all bunched up. In fact, if I ever see that it's at parties, I usually go over and do it myself, because drives me nuts. Okay, so we're just going to take a little tiny bit of tape, and we're going to plop these over like this, keeping that space between. And we're going to just put a little piece of masking tape. Make sure it doesn't show on the other side, because then it won't look very professional. So here we go. We're just going to go and put these masking tape, and then you could have the windiest 4th of July and nothing is going to, well, maybe not the windiest, but you know what I mean, right? You're not going to have these letters crash into each other because they have the tape on the back. And there is another little pro tip from me to you. So here we go. There we go. I like this particular kind of banner because it has these little bubble like for the chain, and they remind me of daisy chain. I don't know if you guys remember daisy chain. Was kind of like a style for banners a while back, I guess. But there is actually a daisy chain font that you could use. I'm not sure how you would find it. I think we have to look at that. But let me just do this last one, and you can see what I'm doing. Little tedious, but remember, you sometimes have to be a little tedious if you want a real professional look, you know. And I have a little extra bit of tape on this side. Okay, so let's just pick up the happy so you can see. So see, nothing's moving. They're all staying the same, just like that. Happy. And then we will do it for the 4th of July. Now I want to take you back, because if this isn't the banner for you, I want to show you a couple of different, say you're from Canada and you want to do Happy Canada Day, okay? Let's just go back here. I want to cancel the cut, cancel. And I'm going to save this. All right, so let's go ahead and hit new. There are a couple, as I mentioned, there are a couple other banners that you can do. And if you go to, let's see, image set, and I'm just going to type in banner, because I'm looking for this one specific one that is we've done before and we've used for rhinestones. Just so in case you don't want to do this one, it's called 4th of July banner. And then it's each letter, and there's a lot of writing, and there's a lot of layering. I've done this before, and all you have to do is pick your letters, decide what the width is going to be. The thing I like about this one is that the TH for 4th is the proper way, instead of putting the big T and H. The other thing, I want to see if I can't go, let me just go here back with images, and I'm going to type in Daisy, because I'm curious about, yeah, there it is. Okay, daisy chain. So daisy chain is, these are the images, but you'll notice if you go back, you can see this. It says daisy chain or daisy chain beaded. These two things are indicating that from this cartridge were these two fonts. But if you want to find these fonts, you have to go to font. So let's cancel out of this. We're going to hit font. Or actually, we're going to do text, sorry. And we'll type in happy, come on now, HAPPY, Canada Day. All right. And then we can go up here to font, and we can search for Daisy. And there it is, daisy chain, and then there's daisy chain beaded. So let's choose, the beaded style and see how that comes up. So you see how this comes up? Now, again, this is very small. If you cut it out just like that, you'd end up with very like 1 inch letters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ungroup 2 letters, and then I am going to do my old trick of align center just like this, and that way when I do that I can make them as big as I want or as small as I want. So just so you can see, there are all of our letters, and that way you can do your coloring. You maybe want to do red and white for Canada Day. So there you go. So that's daisy chain. Now, if you found a really great font that you like for banners, but it doesn't have the holes in it, the one of the ways that you can handle that. So let's just go ahead and go, and we're going to do text again, and I'll just type in happy. All right, and I'm going to bring it over here, and then I'm going to go to font. And maybe you have some really good bookmark fonts that you're like, this one here, Eagle Bold, really nice font. So I'm going to choose that. Now, how do you make this into a banner? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You're going to ungroup this to letters, you see, like this. Then again, we're going to go hit align center. Now what we're doing is we're just resizing our letters. Okay, so I'm going to make this 6 inches high just so everybody can see it, and you can see HAPPY. Now what about the little holes so you can put the twine on? Well, what you're going to do here is go over to shapes and choose a circle, and you're going to want to get it small, like I would say 0.35 maybe. That's a good size if you're doing a very large banner. It's a good size to have. So you see I have one here, and I'm going to change the colors just so you can see what I'm doing. So here's this one, and I'm going to place it here. Now this is very tedious. I'm going to duplicate it. This is very tedious, but it is the way that you can do it. So I'm putting these two I'm trying to get them lined up, but I don't know if I have them lined up. I'm going to move that H. I'm going to take these two, and I can see that they're not completely lined up. So I'm going to choose align bottom. Now these are exactly lined up, at least, you know, for the horizontal, not the vertical. Now, one more little trick is you're going to take those two letters, those two circles, and go down here to combine, and you are going to weld those two blue dots. Now, the reason you're going to do that is that when you do slice, which is what we're doing next, when you do slice, you're going to need it to be 1 to 1. And if you have these two dots and they're not connected, then it's 2 dots, not 1 to 1. So here we go. Line up the dots again. I'm going to move a little tiny bit. Sorry. Line up those 2 dots. Now we're going to select them all, and then we're going to come down here. Right here, I know I'm just pointing down here to slice. Okay, now once we slice is like a cookie cutter. So once we slice, we end up with the excess. This is the excess, so we can get rid of that. But we can keep those double dots and sort of kind of move on to these others. We may, don't want to do that. We may have to only use one of the dots for the A, and this is if you're in a pinch, because there are quite a lot of banners, right? So there are quite a lot of banners in Design Space already. But if you like banners like me, you're going to look for every occasion to post a banner, even a pool party to post a banner, which I've done. So do definitely look in Design Space for things like that. And if you can't find exactly what you're looking for, then, or it's like a special number, like happy 45th birthday or something, you can go ahead and do it this way. Now, as far as the community profile, I just want to show you in case you are not aware of it. So last year, Cricut added to its Design Space something called the community. It might have been more than just last year, but you can find the community if you go to, say, projects on the left hand side, and you can choose community right there in the drop down box. So you can see here, and there are, I don't know how many, that I forget what it was last time, but look at all these wonderful things that you can then search for, and you can type in banner right here. And look, people like banners just as much as we do. And there is a fabric one. There is a love for Valentine's Day. There's a party banner. This is a cheetah banner. They got Easter. They got everything. So there you go. There's a Merry Christmas. I guess Ashish has one. So that's cool. There's a USA banner right there, and you can go ahead and choose from somebody's. Now, this is very similar to what we did last year. So you can click on the one that you think you like, you see, and then you can just hit make it, or you can edit a copy, and that way you can save it to your own Design Space. But to find me in the community, you can type in Rita in that drop down box, and you will find both me and some of you, because for instance, Mary Lou Staley she was inspired by a project that I did, this owl Valentine, and paper treat. It's like a little bag. We did it. So Mary Lou, if I click on this, it should say inspired by that sort of thing, but I don't necessarily see that. So I don't know, maybe it's one of those things they're adding or taking away or whatever. But you could also find me, and you'll see my face. It says Miss Rita to the rescue, and this is my my community profile. So I have over 2,000 followers, and 2,000 that I am following. And if you want to see all these latest, greatest, there's 700 projects total here just from me. All right, so there's a lot too, so I would definitely follow. If you want to follow, there's a little ellipse right here under my name, and it will say follow, and you just click on that, and from that point on, you're going to see my projects whenever I post them. Now, I do notice in my background there's a problem with my background image, so I'm going to delete it, and I'm just going to leave. Let's see if I can choose a different color. I'm going to do the red, white, and blue, you know? Yeah, that's as close. That's not really white, but there you go. All right. You can edit. We all have profiles. If we're using Design Space, you all have profiles. You can edit your profile clicking under your picture, and you can decide to make it public or private. You can change your profile name. And there's all about me. I have to go in there and update that, but it tells me when I joined, which is 2012. Yay, 11 years. And then where I live. So these are all under your control. If you only want to share your name because all you want to do is follow other people, that's fine. You don't have to do anything to your profile. Okay? And so that, my friends, is is sort of the end of this lesson. I do want to look at the calendar because, okay, so on Friday I will be back. I was going to do a freebie, but then I remembered these things that we did last year that I never really got a chance to talk about. They were little rosette pins. So I'm wondering if we'll do that. I'll see what I can do about that for Friday. And then next week, with Independence Day being on Tuesday, I will be here on Monday, the 3rd, and then on the 5th. So normally the class would fall on a holiday, generally speaking, because we used to do it Monday through Friday. But in this case, we're just doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Independence Day is on a Tuesday this year. So that's going to do it for me for today. I will see you on Friday. I'm hoping it's going to be a freebie, but I also want to do this other 4th of July project because, like, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited too. You know how, you go to a party and except for the kids, everybody is just sort of wearing a t-shirt. Maybe they have 4th of July or something on it. And I always thought it was kind of like we should dress like wearing our country's colors and things like that for 4th of July. But then I thought, well, you can't force people to wear or whatever, costumes or whatever. So why not make them pins? So if they didn't have a costume or something, they could wear them. And these pins, I was making them last year, but I was told I couldn't do them. So I'm back with with being able to do them. So I'm kind of tempted to do them again. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but we've been like doing Fridays with freebies, and I wanted to do their rosettes pins, and I hope that that's okay. So yeah, let's talk about the time. So for me, 9 o'clock, generally speaking, is working because my mom goes off and she leaves at like 8 o'clock. It gives me, yeah, the rosette pins, Loretta. So my mom goes off, it gives me an hour, and I usually prepare for the project that yeah, that's true, right? Oh, Gail, I love it. Gail writes, you're free to do, because it's a freebie day. She said, you're free to do whatever you want. That's the truth. And it is a, freedom type of project. So let's go and look for that project, because then you guys can have a head start on it. Wait, I don't want to save this. I want to just do new. No, I don't want to save, replace. And let's go looking for it. I think I put the word rosette in the title. So let me type that out. Here we go. The 4th of July rosette pins. So second runner up for me, for my favorite, is rosettes, like banners and then rosettes. So these were lapel pins that I made with paper and the new glue gun. So it's public, but what I'm going to do is turn it off and then turn it back on again. So that way it will show up at the top of my profile. So we're going to do this. If you want to get a head start, the night before, we're going to be cutting out these. There's really not much in here. What's going on? I gotta look. But there's where is my other? Oh, so here we go. So I found these adorable little word, happy 4th of July. It's 4th of July, time to party, like it's 1776. So I turned those into images that are print and cut. So I will show you how to do that on Friday. And then I'm going to, I believe I did at least 3 of these for each rosette. So I'm going to choose that. And then you see here, we're going to have a front and a back because we're going to have to glue it together. And then we have to put the lapel pin on the back. So I'm going to actually be using a 4th of July paper that I got. So go back and look in your stash for some 4th of July paper. This is the one that I happen to get my hands on today. It's a Let Freedom Ring. It's by Echo Park Paper Company, and I did buy it at Echo Park Paper Outlet, I believe. So I did get it on sale, and I think what I'll use a lot of these really nice jazzy, like the gingham. Oh, I love gingham. So I think I'll do that, and I'll show you how to actually create a rosette that turns into a pin. Does that sound okay with everybody? Oh, use the ring. I'm gonna have to go get my I like celebration embellishments and t-shirts. Yeah. Like, and then I just remember like going to parties, maybe it was a St. Patrick's Day party, and they'd give you like a pin that said kiss me, I'm Irish, or something like that. And then I was like, well, why don't we do that for other holidays? So I am officially declaring that it's okay to make rosette lapel pins for every holiday, and the first one we'll do it for is the 4th of July, so we'll do that on Friday. And I do need to get my mason jar, as we've done this before with rosettes. A lot of times it's easy to use a ring. It doesn't necessarily have to be a mason jar top, but something that has a ring like this, because when you are folding them and putting them together, they tend to kind of open up, and you're like, I want to hold it together, and at least I'm like that anyway. All right, everyone, I think that's going to do it for me for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I am just going to go back. My house is a total wreck. I think because, we got Owen going, the end of school, and then, just a lot going on, and I'm trying to clean, and it's just a total wreck. So I'm gonna probably have to work on that. And then what will I do after that? I'm going to start with these rosettes and look for my little thing. Okay. All right, everybody. We'll see you again at 9 o'clock. I forgot to mention the time. So 9 o'clock works for me. This morning when I woke up, I was like, whoa, I'm super achy this morning. I just started a new chemo medication. Could be that, or could be I just kind of overexerted myself. And so then I made the time 10 o'clock. But then, as you could see, I was ready at 9:25. So I think I'm just going to keep it at 9, and just, if I'm a little bit late, if it's scheduled and I'm a little bit late, you guys stay on and talk to each other, okay? And I'll come on as close as I can do. Yeah, same here. You should see my craft studio. It's awful. I actually got my son to pick up all the papers from the floor, because you'd go in there and you could literally slip on all the plastic and stuff like that, and it was pretty messy. So before he goes, I'm going to have to use his help again. So, and I'm going to miss him. You can chat, yeah. So I'll put it in at 9. But if for some reason I'm just falling behind for whatever, how last minute things happen. Santo comes in, he says, "Can you print this for me?" Or that sort of thing. So if you don't mind, I think that I will do that. Okay. Yeah, never a problem. Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like, I was saying to myself, I'm not going in there. It's too slippery. So I had my son go in there and pick it up. Now I have no excuse, because, like papers and stuff, things come in that plastic wrap, and, I try to recycle, blah, blah, blah. Hi, Paralita. Yeah, so we're going to do Monday, as long as I'm able, we're going to do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for our show, unless something major happens, because I'm sort of on my regular medication and if everybody's like sort of scheduled and they know where they're going every day. And now I can go ahead and do that. All right. So Paralita, on Friday, we're doing this rosette lapel pin project, and we're going to be using either you can use solids like red, white, and blue. You could use glitter, but glitter doesn't turn out so great with rosettes because it cracks sometimes. Or you can use pattern paper. Okay. All right, everybody. That's it for me for today. Thank you so much for coming, and we'll see you again on Friday. Take care of yourselves. Bye.